Hello again, everyone. This is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. How's everybody doing on this Sunday? Hope that this audio video finds everybody doing well. You know, we're going to get crunching today. Yeah. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are. I don't care how tired you are. We are all going to do some crunching today. Well, it sounds good, and I'm not talking about that kind of crunching. I'm talking about crunching in the food arena. Totally optional, but when you hear this recipe, many of you are going to run to your pantry or to your grocery store in the next day or two. I can just predict this. First of all, I would like to thank my dear loyal subscriber and friend, Lisa Miller. You are officially my channel contributors. Whether you know it or not, you contribute lots to this channel. I'd like to consider you a channel contributor. Thank you very much, dear. Once again, Lisa's contributing a beautiful recipe here, of which I'm sharing. You are now looking at, what do you think you're looking at, by the way? You're looking at roasted chickpeas. What? Roasted chickpeas. Can you do this recipe? Yes, you can. And that's the beauty part. You can absolutely do this recipe, and I'm just so happy for us that we can do it. And I'm going to give you the basics of it, but I'm going to also give you the exact recipe in the description box below. So listen to this to get an overall picture, but to get the exact for ready reference, if you'd like, you just refer to the description box below when I include it in this video. Okay, what are you going to need for this? Well, you're going to need just a few simple ingredients. 2 cans of garbanzo beans, which is another name for chickpeas. Okay, so 2 cans of chickpeas. You're going to need 1 to 2 tablespoons of oil, whatever oil you have on hand. Lisa happened to use olive, but if you have a different oil, you can use that. And you can use either garlic and onion powder combined. That's one of her favorites. Or taco seasoning, which is pictured here. Or whatever seasoning that you like. And as far as ingredients goes, guess what? That's all you're going to need for this. How simple is that, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to open, you're going to drain, and you are going to rinse the chickpeas, okay? So make sure that those steps are taken, drained, and rinsed, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to mix it up, with the olive oil or whatever oil you have. Now, what Lisa described to me and in the description that you're going to get is that she took a cookie sheet. In the meantime, you're preheating your oven at 400 degrees, by the way, okay? So what she did was she lined her cookie sheet, baking sheet, with aluminum foil. Then what she did was she put a piece of paper towel on top of that. And then, she, moved around her peas, making sure chickpeas were covered, all of it, with the oil and everything. Okay. Then she slid off the paper towel. Make sure the paper towel is removed before putting this in the oven. So what you're going to do, it's a 2-step process. You're going to roast this for 20 minutes. So let that roast 20 minutes at 400. Then you're going to pull out the tray. Then you're going to add on top of it your seasoning powders, okay? Like I said, her personal favorites are garlic and onion mixed together. You could choose your own favorite seasoning, and that's totally fine. What you see here pictured, you see actually taco seasoning. Okay, she has her own version of making taco seasoning, but that's not indicated in the recipe. But you could get your own taco seasoning mix and enter it on your chickpeas, making sure they're all covered, mixed up together, and then, of course, remain in a single layer on top of the pan. That's important when you're roasting these, making sure that they remain at a single layer on top of your pan. And then you're going to put that right back in that heated up oven for an additional 20 minutes. And that's it. So I asked Lisa, I said, well, how does the texture come out with this? And Lisa said, quote, end of quote, very crunchy. So henceforth, the title on this thumbnail, Crunch Time Recipe. Does that look good or does that not look good? That looks really, really interesting. I don't have any chickpeas on hand. I would have probably immediately made this recipe. But in the future, I definitely intend to make this recipe because I am always a huge fan of chickpeas. I just love chickpeas. They are so, so good. Look at that. I mean, they totally look crunchy. So this is a great crunchy, munchy option instead of overtly processed foods and stuff like that. Not only that, simple to do. Get the family in on it, and it just sounds like one of those like evening snacks that you could just like have. I mean, that just looks so good, and it's definitely a healthier option as opposed to overtly processed stuff. There you go. Thanks again, Lisa Miller. I really appreciate it. And for anyone that enjoys submitting recipes to me, please do that. And including the picture is extremely helpful so everyone knows, exactly what the outcome of the recipe is going to be. I really appreciate that. And I'll be delighted to showcase some of your recipes on future videos whenever possible. There you go. In the meantime, this has been Jan from New York City. Thank you so much for listening and viewing. Why? Because I really do appreciate whose time? Your time. Don't forget to come back on Monday for Money Monday. Have a wonderful remainder of the weekend and get crunching. Hey, let me know if you try this and if you like this. Have a great day.